Recently, an article caught my eye about Utah's energy landscape, and I was blown away by how much is happening right here in our state. From new energy deals to shifting policies, Utah is making waves in the energy world. And this means big deals, bold moves, and of course, potential risks. Now, energy is critical for everyday life. It powers our homes, businesses, and the economy. It provides life-saving power for us to live in. Imagine a freezing Utah winter without heat or electricity. It's not just inconvenient, it could be deadly. Energy is the backbone of our society, and because of this, there can be no surprise that entrepreneurs, governments, and even foreign players, some with good intentions, while others perhaps not so much. Energy production doesn't just mean money to be made, but potentially power. Power to dictate how we live our lives and what sources of energy we are allowed to use, and so much more. Now, Utah has a long history with energy, especially coal. This includes the more recent fight to curb coal's influence in the state, replacing it with so-called renewable energy sources. And so, power plants were closed. The carbon power plant in Herbert, which was the oldest coal-fired power plant in Utah, closed back in 2015 due to federal mercury regulations. The Desert Power Plant closed in 2008. The Haley Power Plant in Orem also closed in 1990. Multiple units at the Kennecott Power Plant in Salt Lake County closed in 2016 and 2019. And now most remaining coal plants have closure dates, with the exception of one. And plans for new power plants have been scrapped. For example, the Intermountain Power Agency ended plans for a new 900-megawatt coal unit in 2012 after Los Angeles, a major buyer, committed to going coal-free by 2020. This shift towards ending coal-powered plants and moving more towards so-called renewables didn't just begin and end with Mike Leavitt either, mind you. The movement gained considerable steam as global initiatives like the Paris Agreement and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, alongside earlier ideas like the Green New Deal, rose to prominence. In Utah, Governor Gary Herbert launched the Utah Energy Initiative back in 2010, a 10-year plan designed to reshape our energy future. A task force of public and private stakeholders drove this, building on Leavitt's earlier clean energy efforts. However, in a determination to change the energy landscape, the cost and negative potential side effects of this movement often were ignored or even brushed aside. There were a number of issues that should have been the focus here. First and foremost is reliability. Can this new renewable energy keep the lights on 24/7, 365 days a year? What about affordability? Is this going to cost a lot more? Is it as efficient? Will it break the bank? And of course, with efficiency, does it deliver enough power? And then true cleanliness. Are we really trading one environmental issue for another? And what about coal itself? Why on earth did this reliable source of energy get put in the crosshairs? After all, coal checks 3 out of the 4 boxes. It's reliable, affordable, and efficient. Plus, Utah's coal is relatively clean, especially when we compare that to solar and wind, which can create heat islands, recycling challenges, and rely on lithium mining. Yet, green NGOs are dominating the conversation, and Utah's grid is feeling the strain, less reliable, less affordable, and less efficient. Now, mainstream media outlets often blame aging infrastructure or slow renewable adoption for the grid issues that are happening across the state of Utah, but they rarely mention the impact of shutting down coal plants. Utah's Representative Colin Jack put it bluntly, saying, "Lawmakers say federal policies and political pressure are helping to turn the lights off in the West and in Utah, with the state facing the very real possibility of rolling blackouts." And Representative Colin Jack pointed out that the National Energy Reliability Corps classifies a huge swath of the West as, quote, code orange, meaning the region is at elevated risk of not being able to meet energy demands. He said, "What we want to avoid here in Utah is repeating the same mistakes other states have done, which is to demolish our reliable, affordable generating resources and replace them with intermittent and expensive resources that work 20% of the time." So what is Utah currently doing about this? Well, let's talk about major projects that are shaping Utah's energy future right now. There's Forge, which is the Frontier Observatory for Research in Geothermal Energy. It's located in Milford. This rural site tests enhanced geothermal systems, or EGS. It's part of Utah's renewable energy corridor. But geothermal isn't risk-free. Projects like this can trigger earthquakes, especially near fault lines, as seen in California and South Korea. Then there's Nvidia partnership. Energy companies are using AI and high-performance computing to cut emissions and optimize operations. Utah signed a major deal with Nvidia to bring real-time intelligence to the grid, which is all well and good, but that's not adding new power for the state. Then there's Green River Energy Center. This massive solar and storage facility in east central Utah is one of the largest in the country. Then there's Cape Station Geothermal Project. It's set to launch in Beaver County by 2026. This project, backed by Fervo and Bill Gates, uses advanced geothermal systems. Senator John Curtis, a clean energy advocate, is a big supporter of this. Then there is ACE's Clean Energy Storage Project. In Delta, this project aims to store renewable energy at industrial scale, supporting the Intermountain Power Project's IPP Renewed initiative. It's set to start in mid-2025, but raises questions about water use, especially when farmers are pressured to conserve while energy projects get a pass. And there's something else that we should talk about: smart meters and foreign ties. Utah has also rolled out smart meters across the state for energy and water, but these come with risks and very deep concerns. Smart meters can lead, you see, to a loss of personal autonomy over your own power consumption. It helps enable utility companies to monitor how you use your individual power in real time, which can lead to the power companies being able to put dynamic pricing on you, causing your personal expenses to soar during so-called peak usage hours. And then, of course, there is the concern over the software of the smart meters. Who owns it? Where are the parts made? Are foreign companies, especially from hostile nations, involved? Partnering with overseas firms for critical infrastructure that we all need, especially when it comes to energy, is risky. Let's hope for our sakes that Utah has really done its homework. And these are things that we should all be concerned about. We have seen what has happened in places abroad. Our rapid shift to renewable energy here in the state of Utah mirrors what happened in places like Germany, where premature coal plant closures led to energy shortages and soaring costs for the German citizens. Are we making the same mistake? Utah's energy path is bold for sure, but bold doesn't always mean correct. And so we must ask, is this the right choice? We're chasing renewables, but at what cost to reliability, affordability, and efficiency? What do you think, my friends? Do you think the state of Utah has struck the right balance, or are we moving too fast here? If you want to weigh in on this conversation, drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. In the meantime, if you liked this video, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and hit the notification bell if you want to get more notifications for videos like this. Once again, thanks for watching.